journey, you arrive at the witch's house amidst a terrible storm. A crack of lightning reveals a dilapidated, dingy home carved out of the trunk of a dead willow tree. A small sign with a faded carving of a cauldron hangs from a thick chain around the tree, clanking ominously in the wind. Stepping out of the storm, your eyes take a moment to adjust to the hazy gloom of the dwelling. The pungent aromas of herbs and poultices filling the air as steam pours from a bubbling cauldron. A creak draws your attention, and a haggard figure claws herself out of an old armchair, the wood creaking piercingly through the small room. The witch adjusts a pair of spectacles that rest haphazardly on her brow and gazes intently at you, before cackling to herself as she shuffles across the room to the simmering cauldron, picking up a worn-looking tome on the way. Okay, so we do have to go to the church. On to the church!
That was there. That's where we have to go. No, that's where we are, and that's where we have to go. So we have to go
across the street.
Yeah.
Off! Across the street.
Across the street.
Across the street. So, Huckleberry Hornet. Apologies, but not now, investigators. I am in the middle of balancing an important truth serum. Unfortunately, I can't quite place the final ingredient. Why don't you solve this puzzle while you wait? Okay. Real life challenge. Unscramble Alley Chop to find what the nearby building is. Alley Chop.
It means a different word.
A-L-L-E-Y. I'm sorry. Chop. C-H-O-P.
Shop?
So.
Yally shop?
No.
I bet they did.
A-L-L-E-Y space C-H-O-P. Holy place, that's our guess.
Yes.
Yes. So he throws some green dust into a bubbling vial. A dramatic color change is heralded by a luminous green glow. It worked!
I knew
The
it.
perfect truth serum. Well now, that's out of the way.
Okay, listen.
I'd be happy to talk to you investigators. Okay, so he's talking to us now.
Okay,
This is about the investigation. Listen up, okay? An unstable fire elemental is bad for business. And my research. Do you know how long it takes to regrow moonleaf after it's been reduced to ash? Or how long the effects last after inhaling the smoke? I shall tell you my theory. I have never trusted the witch hunter, Marjorie Mandrake. The woman is insane, always nattering on about destroying this, destroying that. None of us are safe with her around. Ah yes, the amulet you found. I'm ashamed to say that was one of mine, but it's nothing to do with the elemental. A friend of mine, Augustus, has found himself in an unfortunately slimy circumstance, and it was to help him transform himself. I mean, who wants to be a frog? When the interview is over, Huckleberry hands you a vial of green liquid. Here, this truth potion will help you find the answers you seek. Don't worry, it's perfectly safe unless you have any secrets to hide. So cast your vote, guys. Is he guilty or not?
Who? The guy
Huckleberry Hornet. The guy we just interviewed. I think he's innocent.
I think he's innocent.
Yeah? Okay.
I guess we go.
Yeah, we found that one.
Okay.
There's another one right next to it.
Right next to it.
Okay.
Oh, hi.
It's like costume era around here.
Yeah.
Okay, over here.
Okay. Charm of persuasion. A smartly dressed woman in a button-up suit approaches you on the street. Sorcerer Society symbols lining her clothing. She bows, apologizing for the intrusion, but wanted to give you a gift from the society to help solve the crime, handing you a charm of persuasion, guaranteed to make anyone answer your questions. So we receive a charm of persuasion. And that's it. No interviews here. We continue. Onward. There's another one at the next corner.
There you go. Onward we go.
Onward.
we just did
Go in there.
So is that going in?
However, listen up, okay? Rufus Wriggleby. As you approach the dungeon, 2 guards stand at the entrance, bickering, alternately trying to break down a door locked with a stone keypad. They turn to face you with a sneer and block your passage. Halt! If you want access to the prison, you need to help us first, the first goblin exclaims. The goblins have forgotten the code to the dungeon, but they remember the clues from their induction. What is the 3-digit code? Clue 1, the product of the 3 numbers is 36. Clue 2, the largest number must be unique and the final number in the code. And the sum of the 3 numbers is clue 3. Okay, the sum of the 3 numbers is an unlucky number and may cause triskaidekaphobia.
13.
Clue 4, I think the 13 is that number, yes. And then the first number is the number of goblin guards. So how many goblin guards?
2. There were 2 goblin guards.
Okay, 2 goblin. Okay, so 2 is the first number.
The product is 36.
The product of the 3 numbers is 36. So we said there was a 13, a 2. So it's what, 21?
Yeah.
The sum of the 3 numbers
The sum of the 3 numbers is what?
is an unlucky number
Yeah.
and may cause triskaidekaphobia.
What was the sum of the 3 numbers?
I'm
Here, the
confused.
product
2 times 5 is 10. Times 6 is 60. C'est pas ça. 2 times 3 is 6.
and 6 times 6, 36.
Yeah, but that's 11.
I'm still confused.
Oh, 2 times...
4 x 4 times 9 equals 36.
And no numbers can repeat? Is that what they said?
They didn't say that. They just said that the largest number must be unique
Yeah.
and
Okay.
the final
2
number.
times 2 is 4. 4 times 9 is 36. And 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 2,
Yeah.
2, 9.
2, 2, and 9. Done. Submit.
Wow. T big
Rufus
brain.
Wriggleby. We got it, okay? The goblins thank you and scuttle inside, leaving you to close the door to the dingy guard room. The dungeon keeper casts a long shadow across the floor as he struts into the chamber. You expect a large man, but as he enters, the shadow shortens to reveal a small, grizzled-looking goblin picking his teeth with a chicken bone. He eyes you suspiciously before dropping into a chair, crossing his arms. Okay, so we're talking his statement. This is his statement, Rufus Wriggleby. My job is simple. All right, we're gonna get a picture of the car. Simple.
Simple. Picture the car.
Picture of the car.
Picture of the car.
All right.
We gotta get the picture of the car. Picture of mom. Take a picture of the car.
All right.
I don't know. We're taking a picture of the car.
We're taking a picture of
Okay,
the
we
car.
ready, guys?
Let's go.
Okay, listen up. So, this is Rufus Wriggleby. My job is simple. Keep the prisoners where they belong. I couldn't care less about a fire elemental. Midday on Monday? Well, you can cross Bartholomew Buttlehop and Silius Caragor off your list. They were both here visiting a friend of theirs who was convicted of theft. He denies it, of course. Okay, so we got to remember these names: Bartholomew Buttlehop and Silius Caragor. Because if we interview them later, we got to know that they're innocent. They have an alibi. Do we think Rufus Wriggleby is innocent or guilty?
Innocent.
He's not our elemental, eh?
Yeah, no, because he was watching them. He was working as they came in to check on their friend. So if he was working while they came in, then he couldn't have done it.
That away.
Where are we going?
That away.
That way. Okay.